Okay, in this video tutorial, I'm going to talk about how to find azimuths when you're given a traverse and it only has the interior angles listed. In the figure below, it's a four-cornered traverse and all of the angles are interior angles to the right. The first thing you should do when you're trying to find azimuths is you should draw some coordinates to give you a direction of where north is on each point. So in this instance, north is this way. If you remember from the previous videos, azimuths always start from a reference line, and they always start usually from north. So if we start at point A, we need to find the angle that starts from here and goes all the way around to that line right there. We've already been given this interior angle, which is 70. And we know that this is 180 and this is 90 degrees. So the azimuth is 180 plus 70, which will give you 250 degrees. That's the first azimuth. The second azimuth is going to be from here all the way around to this line right there. Using some basic geometry, we know that if this is 70, then this angle must be 20, because collectively from here to here is 90. So 90 minus 70 is 20. That means that this angle must also be 20, because this angle and this angle are the same. Then you're going to subtract 110 minus 20, which is going to be 90 degrees. So the rest of the angle goes this way 90 degrees. So 90 plus 90 will give our next azimuth 180 degrees. So this is a 180 degree azimuth. Just going to erase that so we have some more room. The next azimuth starts from the north line and goes down. In this case, it's going to be 90 degrees. It's going to be the same as the internal angle, so 90 degrees. Now for point D, it's not 90 degrees because it has to start on the north line and go all the way around clockwise, back up to this line. This is 270. So 270 plus 90 will give you 360. This is 360 degree azimuth. And that's one example on how you can find azimuths from interior angles. Here's another example on how to find azimuths from interior angles. This is station A, B, C, and D. So if we start at point A, the first thing that we need to do is draw our north, south, east, and west reference lines at each corner. is north. And just like we did in the previous problem, all azimuths start from a reference line, so this point, and then they go clockwise to the next line. So this azimuth is going to start here and go all the way around to that point. Now we know that this interior angle is 100 degrees, and it starts here on the 90-degree mark. So 100 minus 90 will give us 10 degrees. So the angle from this line to this line is 10 degrees. That means to find the azimuth, we're going to add 180 plus 10, which will give us 190 degrees. So, just to clean stuff up here, starting from this point and going clockwise all the way around is going to be 180 plus 10, which will be 190 degree azimuth. Now from geometry, we know that if this angle is 10 degrees, then this angle must also be 10 degrees. For our next azimuth, we're going to start here, go this 10 degrees, and then go 80 degrees more to our next line. From north. So our next azimuth will be 10 degrees plus the interior angle, which in this case is 80, which will give us an azimuth of 90 degrees. The next line, here is our north. At point C, we're going to start from here and we're going to go right there. Just this small area. So if we know that this is 90, then we'll subtract 130 minus 90 will give us 40 degrees. That means the angle from here to here is 40 degrees, and it's our azimuth. And we know from geometry that if this is 40 degrees, then from this line to that line must be 50 degrees. 50 degrees, 50 degrees. Our next azimuth at point D is going to start here on this line. It's going to go all the way around to that line. So we're going to add 180 plus 90 degrees. It's here to here is 40 degrees. So this whole thing is 90. 180 plus 90 will give our next azimuth 270 degrees. And that's all the azimuths from the interior angles. Now, just to show you how azimuths work, I'm going to take the azimuths that we just found and I'm going to redraw the traverse that I just erased. Okay? So here is point A. We're going to draw our reference line, north, south, east, and west. And the instructions are telling us to go turn right 190 degrees from the north meridian line. So we're going to start here This is 90. This is 180. So we're going to go to 180 and 10 degrees past. So our line from A to B is going to be like that. Okay. Our next point is B. We draw our north, south, east, and west meridian line. The instructions tell us to turn right 90 degrees. So we're going to start here and go all the way down to 90 degrees. Right there. So I'll draw our next line. To point C. We draw our north-south meridian line, just like we did before. The instructions tell us to turn right 40 degrees. From here, 40 degrees. And that's where I draw my next line. The instructions tell us at our next point to go 270 degrees from the reference line. So there's north, south, east, and west. This is point D. And north, we're going to start here and go 270 degrees. This is 180, this is 270. So I know to draw my line from here to here, connecting A to D. And that is how you find azimuths from interior angles and how you draw a traverse from the azimuths.